So what we'll do at this point is I'll just go ahead and field some questions. This same information is available on the job fair site. There is a PDF version of this presentation available to you as well.
Excellent. Okay. Well, at this time then, we will go ahead and we will allow for an opportunity for some brief Q&A. So if you have any questions that you want to go ahead and ask Ross, you can go ahead and enter them into the chat section, and I will be sure to relay them to him to be able to answer for you.
All right, while we're waiting, I'll just go ahead and just give some general information. Our location is in Shanahan, Illinois, right at Route 6 and I-55, so the Joliet area. The majority of the work that we have is overnight work. It can start as early as 8 p.m. and can start as late as 4 o'clock in the morning. Currently, this job fair is for drivers. You do need either a CDL license or a Class C license with a DOT medical card, and also at least 1 year minimum of driving experience. Right now, we do not have any tech jobs available locally.
Okay, Ross. Well, I do have two questions that were entered in the chat. I think you just answered one of them, but I'll go ahead and ask it anyways. The individual asked, do you have tech jobs available?
At this present time, we do not have any technical IT or mechanical related positions available.
Excellent. And I have a second question as well that was asked. This individual asked, is this job fair only for drivers?
At this present time, we are only looking for drivers. I'm currently hiring for full-time drivers and also part-time drivers. You would need to have either a CDL or a Class C license with a DOT medical card that is current.
Thank you, Ross. And again, if anyone on this webinar has any questions for Ross, please feel free to enter those into the chat section. In the meantime, Ross, I'm just going to ask you a few standard questions that applicants might be interested in getting information on. So the first one that I have for you is, how long does your hiring process typically take from submitting an application to being hired?
Typically from the beginning of the process, of the phone screening to the end of the process, if all paperwork is completed in a timely manner, we can typically turn around the hiring process in about 5 to 7 business days.
Thank you, Ross. And I have an additional question from somebody in the webinar. This individual asked, any jobs in the warehouse?
We do not actually have a warehouse in Chicago. All of our facility clients that we work with have their own warehouses. So it's primarily driving jobs.
Thank you. Another question that I have for you, Ross, is are there background checks that are performed during the hiring process? And if so, can you kind of elaborate on what an applicant can expect? Okay,
we do a background check. It is required. It typically takes 1 to 2 business days for us to get it back. If you have any felonies on the background check, our client will eliminate you from being allowed to be onboarded with us. If your background check is clear and any misdemeanors that are like 5 years or older, we're able to move forward with that. One of the processes in this is we also pull your driving record. So there cannot be any kind of accidents or violations or tickets within the last 3 years. If it is an accident where you were found not at fault, we take that by a case-by-case basis.
And can you describe the work attire?
Casual. Presently, our drivers wear presentable shirts and pants that are not torn. As long as these shirts do not have any kind of inappropriate messaging, that's fine. We are bringing in uniforms in the near future, which will be consisting of cargo pants and polo shirts or t-shirts, and of course shorts as well and winter wear. Right now, we do provide you with a safety vest with our company logo on it, but primarily it's a very relaxed atmosphere. So we want our drivers to feel comfortable, and also wear clothes that is appropriate for the conditions that they're in.
Excellent. Thank you, Ross. And do you have, kind of piggybacking on that question, do you have any restrictions on tattoos, hair color, or piercings?
No, not at all.
And can an individual expect to be paid for the time that they're being trained?
Yes, we do provide paid training. So all hours that you are working or are training, you are paid for.
And can you elaborate a little bit more on the benefits that your company offers?
Currently, our benefits package is medical insurance, which is available to you after 60 days. And our carrier is United Healthcare.
And then I'm assuming there are no options then to work remotely, correct? At this time?
At this time, there are no options to work remotely. Just so everybody's aware, in the COVID situation that we're all dealing with, we're happy to say that we are considered an essential business. So we have not been affected with the shutdowns and with working remotely. We do provide you with cloth face masks, as well as hand sanitizer, and we also do provide you with all items needed to keep your trucks clean. And if there's anything you need, we're very open to getting whatever you need in order to be safe on your job.
And do you have any educational requirements like a high school diploma or GED requirement?
GED or high school or above. And that's our only educational requirement at this time. And relating to education, we do also provide additional training opportunities if you're looking to advance your skills and your career within the company.
And can you elaborate a little bit more on your shifts? You know, when does night shift typically start? I know we discussed before the meeting that you're looking to branch out into day shift, I think a little bit more, right. But just explain kind of that process if you would.
Okay, so typically the way it works is that every day around 4 o'clock, you are given your route for the evening. Your route for the evening will tell you what time that you have to report to our client location. So what will happen is you will arrive at our facility a half hour prior to do your pre-trip inspections of your vehicle and get prepared for the day. You report at the set time, you check in, and then you report to your dock and load your vehicle. So our start times can be right now, and we're about to go into peak season, which I will address in a moment. Our start times are as early as 7:30 in the evening. We also do a 12:30 a.m., a 1:45 a.m., a 2:45 a.m., and a 4:30 a.m. start. That is for our night work. Primarily, we are looking for night work at this time. When we get into the holiday season, which basically is literally right around the corner for us, we'll have additional routes as early as 11 o'clock in the morning. And then, of course, every hour on the hour, 24 hours a day.
Excellent. And can you elaborate a little bit more on how often new jobs are posted with your organization?
We're constantly hiring because we are growing at a significant rate. Right now, I currently have a need for 15 additional drivers. I'm looking for 12 additional drivers as of today. I'm looking for 9 full-timers and 3 part-timers. So we're constantly hiring because of our growth.
And then can you shed a little bit more light on what opportunities there are for advancement that somebody that would start in this position might be able to take advantage of?
Our driver roles lead to a progression, and the progression is When you start as a driver and you're established, you can roll into a position of a trainer, meaning that you train new hires. Also, you can lead into supervisory positions where you're working on the docks, coordinating the schedules, coordinating the process of getting vehicles loaded and dispatched. That's also a dispatcher position. For candidates who possess the right skills, there's opportunities for management. And these opportunities for management are not only within the local area of Chicago, but those opportunities could be in other cities across the country. Example, we're currently operating in Seattle, Washington, Portland, Oregon, where we have our start. We're also operating in Cincinnati, Ohio, and Northern Kentucky. And we just opened up 2 weeks ago, Cleveland, Ohio. Our client is moving forward very rapidly with us to add on more cities. So opportunities for advancement, for moving to another part of the country, to getting opportunities presented to you, all is based on safety and performance.
Thank you, Ross. And then can you just kind of outline what a typical day would be like working for your organization? And then you can tailor it specifically to this position.
Okay, so a typical day, and of course the presentation that I was giving did go over what a day in the life is for our delivery associates. But that also is available on the job fair website, so you can actually pull out that document and review it. So a typical day is you would report to the facility where our trucks are located at, half hour before your shift. You pre-trip your truck, and then you drive over to our client facility in Shanahan. Now, our night work, our client is Amazon, and this is not home delivery work. So you're not making 100 to 200 to 300 deliveries a day. Our average routes that you would get range anywhere between 1 and 5 stops. So you would report to the Amazon facility, check in, dock your truck, go in, and you check in with the Amazon team. You go to your door, you start loading your truck, and you scan the pallet. So everything is palletized and shrink wrapped. And you also do have loose items. Everything is labeled on where it is going based on zip code. You scan the items, you load your truck in reverse order, and then you proceed to go do your route. At every stop, you're typically allowed 30 minutes to load your truck, which typically is more than enough time because everything is pre-sorted and organized for you. And then you go to your first stop and you have 12 minutes to deliver. Now, at the post offices, you have a set time that you need to be there because someone is meeting you there. And that person will tell you to put the pallets at a set spot. You drop them off, you put your pallet jack back on, and you proceed to your next stop. And then at the end of your day, you come back to our facility, you drop off your truck, and do your post trip and drop off your truck, and your day ends. Now, you are paid with our company for every hour you're on the clock. So most companies in the Chicagoland area that do this kind of service pay a flat amount per day, typically averaging out to about $14 an hour. Our pay structure is set up that you're paid hourly, and our starting rate is $18 an hour. So a typical day can range as little as 6 hours to as much as 10 hours. So that's a typical day that you will be working. We do have a 30-minute lunch period that is unpaid, and you get 2 15-minute paid breaks.
Excellent. Thank you for that thorough explanation, Ross. And then one question that I had kind of based off of that explanation is, would a driver have a partner or somebody that they would be working with throughout the day, or are they expected to work those routes solo?
You are working the routes solo. However, when you're at the Amazon facility loading, you have our supervisor dispatcher that is on the dock to support you, assist you with loading, with any issues that you may have. And he is your go-between between our client, between yourself and our client, to handle any concerns that are there. But once you leave the Amazon facility, you are on your own. You are working solo.
Excellent, thank you. And I would just like to remind everyone again, if you have any questions for Ross, please feel free to enter those into the chat section, and I will relay those to him to get answered to you. And it doesn't look like we have any further questions from the participants, Ross. So unless there's any other information that you'd like to share with the participants on today's webinar, we can go ahead and wrap the presentation up. Okay.
I just uploaded in the chat the document that I was referring to about the day in the life of an Illinois IL Logistics delivery associate. So this way you have an idea of what your typical workday looks like and how we actually work. It also does go into explaining more about the opportunity, what we're looking for, and as well as the benefits in the pay package that we offer.
Thank you for that, Ross.
Oh,
go ahead, sorry.
I'm also going to put my email address up, so anybody that has any specific questions after they review this information can email me directly, and I will be in touch with you. Be aware right now, our typical response time to schedule interviews is running about 1 to 2 weeks. We try to do contacts within 1 week, but it can be up to 2 weeks at most.
Thank you for that, Ross. And I just want to inform everyone on the webinar that I have included Ross's contact information in the chat section. Both his email are there and his phone number. I have also included a direct link to the Illinois Logistics workNet booth. And on that employer booth, that will also have Ross's contact information, but also a link to his PowerPoint presentation that we were unfortunately unable to view today. And at that location, you can go ahead and also see the Illinois Logistics website, as well as their job postings. And Ross, is there anything else that you would like to include?
No, but like I said, if anybody has any questions, feel free to email me. I do appreciate your time today.
And I just want to thank everyone again for attending this virtual job fair. Again, you can find the employer booth on the Illinois workNet virtual job fair page. And we have recorded this webinar, so if you wish to revisit this webinar at a later date for any information that you might just need a refresher on, that will also be posted there later today. So with that, I'd like to thank everyone, and thank you, Ross.
Thank you.